Hello, Francesco.
Oh, hello, Sandra.
Nice. So nice to have you here. How have you been doing?
Yeah, I'm pretty fine. Thank you so much. What about you?
Yes, all good, all good. I'm again happy to have you here with us. For those that don't know you yet, Francesco has been one of the most consistent mastermind members. You've been in every single meeting so far. Well done, well done. On that note,
It is always a pleasure anyway. So,
maybe if you want to just quickly share your experience actually with Mastermind, as I mentioned it now, how has
oh,
it been for you?
yeah, it's a very interesting and environment because, yeah, you can talk with different people, share your own experience, and listen to other people's experiences. And so, yeah, you can learn to see life from different point of views, and maybe yeah you also learn to take into considerations things that you weren't even aware of. And yeah, you're free to talk about whatever you want. Yeah, you are in a non-judgmental environment, so yeah. and and you can talk with people all over the world. And that's one thing that I really like. So it's definitely an experience that I suggest to do. Sure. And so thank you, Sandra, for yeah
Of
for
course.
this group.
Yes, thank you as well. I mean, the group wouldn't be the group without all of us making it a group, right? So it's, but I appreciate it. Thank you. So, Francesco, who are you? If you can introduce yourself a bit to the group, to those who don't know you yet.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, my name is Francesco, and I'm a 30-year-old boy from Italy. I develop websites just to make it short, actually, by using a platform called Webflow. But I guess that my path until now has been quite different from the one of a, let's say, normal web developer, because I studied physics at university, and at that time I had completely different plans for my future. I wanted to be a researcher, and but yeah, when I finished my studies, I was in a situation where I really wanted to make my own family. And so I didn't want to travel all over the world from place to place to find a new scholarship. And so I started, as soon as I finished my studies, I started searching for a job, and I ended up working for a company as a software developer.
Mhm.
But yeah, life changed as it always does. And so a few things happened. My girlfriend left me, and I also realized that working for someone else wasn't the right path for me.
Mhm.
And I also wasn't happy with that specific job because I felt I wasn't growing as a person, or even from a professional point of view. And so I met new people, and yeah, that really helped me. And after a few years, I quit that job and started my career, let's say, or my path as a freelance website developer. And I guess that my girlfriend leaving me was the, we can say, the major turning point of my whole life, because I realized, or I started realizing that, because it's definitely not let's say, a light that turned on abruptly. It took a lot of time to realize something like that. But I started realizing that I spent a lot of time during my whole life, searching for someone to, we can say, revolve around, like the earth does around the sun.
Mhm.
And yeah, I didn't spend enough time for myself. uh, I didn't focus on myself. And yeah, it definitely is a process or a path that is going on these days. and and that specific situation really taught me a lot. And probably this is something that I wish I knew before. The importance of focusing on myself and being able, let's say, to live alone, or to walk alone, let's say. But the thing is that probably this is something that is very hard to fully understand if you don't experience a situation where you really feel alone, and you have to find the strength inside yourself to just, yeah, moving on.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that was a major turning point for me, also because that situation prompted me to find inside myself the strength, yeah, to move on. And I also realized, let's say, how strong we can say I was, and how far I could go even if I didn't have anyone walking by my side. So yeah, it was not that easy uh, when it all happened, but yeah, I'm glad that it happened.
Mm, yeah, sometimes those really big and challenging and sad moments in our life are actually exactly what I heard you saying, right? Those turning points that make you even stronger, even better, even, kind of more committed to moving on and focusing on yourself. Um,
You have to find a way out.
yeah, exactly, right? Because you had kind of two options: to be, oh, poor me, or okay, now what can I do? And of course, it's not something like click, now I'm fine and I'm over it, right? But you committed to working on it. So maybe if you want to share some, like, right, like how did you go through that, right? Like you said you were alone, and it wasn't easy. And so were there any any tips or any processes or anything at all that comes to your mind that helped you really to go through that situation?
Yeah. The first thing I did, actually, after a few months, was moving away from the place yeah,
Mm,
where I lived, and find, yeah, moving a bit closer to the place where I worked,
mhm, mm,
just to, let's say, build a new life, meet new people.
mhm,
And yeah, that really helped me to, let's say, think a bit less about that situation. But mm, probably the best thing I did was just started to listen to how I was feeling, and yeah, and to the need to focus on what I really wanted to be. And I just, let's say, tried to accept that situation, the fact that I was feeling alone, and that I was alone. And just, and yeah, I decided to, I told myself I had to do something to move if I wanted to move forward.
mhm,
And let's say I felt like I had no choice,
mhm,
and I didn't want to, let's say, step back. And so I just started to mm, follow, yeah, my goals, and just I just tried to do something to change my life step by step.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
But yeah, it is definitely a process that it, yeah, it is going on now. And but I'm really enjoying it. So
Mhm, mhm. So is that also the time then when you started really to go full-time freelancing and building your own business?
uh, yeah, it took, let's say, 3 or 4 years to realize that I had to quit that job.
Okay. Mhm, mhm,
And yeah, but when I decided to do that, yeah, I just did it because, yeah, I felt that I needed to do mm, that, to take that step.
mhm,
And but uh, it was quite hard at the very beginning because I had no idea how to move on, how to organize. Yeah, I didn't have, let's say, a list of things that I had to do in order to progress. I just started to then study new things, to contact, to reach out to new people, or just uh, yeah, writing to people in forums, or yeah, meet new people in general and try to improve my knowledge. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the first job actually came thanks to a friend of mine, and that really helped me to let's say make the first steps into this career. And yeah, mm, things maybe are a bit easier now, mm, but I think it is still there's still a long way to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things I would like to improve, but I'm on the right path, I guess, now.
Yeah, and I mean, we both know that these kind of things, right, don't happen overnight, right? It's a step by step, and kind of you can see how one thing led to another one, right? The finish of your relationship made you focus more, understand better about yourself, your needs, and then move into, right, like getting to where you are now, really, essentially. So how has the entrepreneurial journey been, right? Like what would be some main, maybe major ups and downs? How have you been finding it so far?
Quite challenging because yeah, I'm currently spending a lot of time doing things, yeah, to just let's say grow my career. And but I can say I really like it because I'm doing it for myself and not because someone told me to do so. So sometimes it can be, let's say, it can be tiring, and sometimes maybe you feel a bit, we can say, sad because maybe your goals are still far from where you are now. But you also, or actually this is what happens to me, you realize that mm, day after day you are improving yourself. You're taking a few steps toward your goals, and this is something that is really helping me, let's say, um, to just keep on going. You just have to, let's say, endure and yeah, because it is a long path. You cannot just, yeah, we can say, spend a few days, a few months, or even a few years, and then yeah, all your dreams come true.
Yeah, yeah. And also, right, like when you are your own boss, right, when you work for yourself, like you're constantly working, kind of, even when you aren't working, you're still, right, like thinking, and ideas are coming up and you're noting them down. Because a lot of people, what I noticed, right, is that they have a perception like, oh, you run your own business, how cool, you can be off whenever you want, but you are never really 100% off, right? Like
You're free to manage your time, and that is definitely true.
yes.
But even when you're doing something completely different from your job, yeah, you always come up with new ideas,
Yeah.
or yeah, you start thinking about something that is related to what you are, yeah, the project you are following, and you cannot avoid that.
Yeah, yeah, you're always like, a part of your brain is always at work, right? Like, even if you're on holidays, even whatever, you're always kind of thinking about it. And also, right, like when you mentioned having so much time, that's great and not great. Because sometimes I remember at the beginning, when I went into entrepreneurship, like you know, it was like, okay, I have the full day in front of me now, and it's like, where do you even start? What do you even start with,
How should
right?
I organize my time?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. You get into some kind of a routine, right? That's why having clear goals and you know, ideas and priorities, etc., is extremely important, so that you can really use that time efficiently and effectively. Because otherwise, you, working also 24 hours actively is also something is wrong, right? Something needs to be
yeah.
changed and better managed and organized.
And
Um,
even just, yeah, what I found, something that I found helpful
mhm,
is just even writing what you want to accomplish, let's say, uh, that in that specific week. So
mhm,
even on just a piece of paper,
mhm,
because that way you always have that things, yeah, let's say in front of you.
yeah.
So it's a bit easier to organize your time and, yeah, get the job done.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And have it somewhere like really visible, so that you are having it in front of you
Yeah,
next to your laptop, or I don't know, a sticker on your wall or whatever, but like have it there so you really see it and are constantly reminded of it. And that helps also with setting boundaries, right? Saying no to else, because
mm,
you say yes to too many things on a regular basis, right?
yeah.
What would you say was the most helpful to you, or who maybe, as you are, or yeah, as you are going through the journey?
Mm, yeah, probably the person that one person that helped me a lot was a friend of mine, because he is a freelance as well.
Mm-hmm.
He is not a website developer. mm, He's a, I guess, financial consultant or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. But it is he is a very committed person, and he was, I guess, the first person that prompted me to follow, let's say, this idea of starting my career as a freelance website developer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and helped me what helped me a lot was, I can say, state that the person I wanted to become had the priority over everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this is something that you have to remember every day, because it's quite easy to get lost,
Mm-hmm.
because you have to be consistent, you have to be patient, and it's not always easy.
Yeah.
And that's because, yeah, as I said, there are days when you just see, yeah, look at your dreams and or goals, and they are, yeah, so far away from you. and
Mm-hmm.
and those are the moments where when you have to keep in mind that, yeah, the person you have to become is, we can say, the most important thing. uh,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that if you're really happy with yourself, you can share your, yeah, you can be happy with the people around you. And if you're happy with yourself, you're able to share that happiness with the people around yourself,
Mm-hmm.
around you. And that's one of the reasons why you have to focus on yourself and grow as a person, follow your dreams, be committed to your goals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, at the end of the journey, anyway, I guess that you have to find someone to share your life with. We can say
Yeah.
this is an important goal of mine. But yeah, first I want to focus on myself, because I think this is kind of a prerogative in order to find the right person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the movie Into the Wild.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Happiness
That's an
is real only
extreme.
when shared.
Yeah, that's an extreme case, right? Like it's
Yeah,
but
but I love the that sentence, happiness is real only when shared, because I think that's definitely true.
Yeah, yeah, it is true. It is true. It is true. And right, like, but again, it starts from within us, and then external factors can make it better, right?
Yeah.
But if you aren't kind of happy, if you haven't worked on it, nothing external will be able to create that for you. So you need to create it, and then you kind of build on top of it. This is kind of how I like to see it, right?
You have to be the one that takes the first step,
Yeah.
first step.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
no one else can do it for you.
Yes. This is exactly what we talked about in one of the masterminds now recently. If you don't kind of want to help yourself, nobody can help you, because you need to do that step. Nobody can do that step for you. Right?
Everything needs to start inside you. And yeah, there's no way to escape from that.
Yeah, exactly. So in terms of, right, like, who you wish to become is a priority. I love that's so strong and so powerful, right? So in those moments when you are feeling a bit like, oh, my goals are far, and sad and down and this and that, what do you do concretely to kind of get back, right, to remind yourself of who you wish to become?
Yeah. There are two things that I do usually. One thing is just creating a picture in my mind. And this is something that I shared during one of our masterminds. And I just think of myself as, let's say, surrounded by surrounded by the sea. So I'm in the middle of the sea. And I have two choices. I can go back to let's say to the coast, but this is something that I don't want to do. Or I can just try to move forward, and even if I don't see the land on the other side, the thing that I really don't want to go back to the coast is the thing that prompts me to move forward, even if I don't see anything on the other side. And and what I do also is just starting to work on a new project, or just focusing on the project I'm working in in those days. So just doing things is what really helps me move forward and overcome those moments of, let's say, sadness or that nostalgic feel of the past.
So basically two things, right? Like, one is basically visualization, using your mind and being creative and thinking about what you want versus what you don't want. And then the other part is like not thinking, just getting into to work.
Just keep on doing.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you do get into this overthinking mode, then it's just like kind of going deeper down, rather than like,
if you stop, you get lost. This is what I think.
This is very, very powerful, right? I mean, both of them. Taking action is always great. It moves us forward, and visualization as well, right? Focusing on what you want again versus what you don't want. The picturing both sides and seeing like, what do I want more, right? What is more important to me? It's
And of course, you have to take a bit of time to just think about your life until now, or about the next steps to take. But let's say you have to do it because you really want to stop for a while and start thinking on that, not just because maybe you feel a bit sad or a bit nostalgic, and you just start wondering if that was the right choice, or whatever. So
it's normal that all those questions come. It's normal that we have those moments of doubt and this, and am I doing right, and what am I doing, why am I doing, all these kind of questions. It's normal because we are on a unknown terrain, really. And what you said, you don't know what's coming. You're in the middle of the sea, you don't know when the land will come and what for a land will come, right? But you still keep it up, and also accepting those emotions and feelings. We're not robots. We have those emotions. We're humans. We have to have them. It's normal we have them. It would be actually weird if we didn't have them. Right? It would be,
We have to learn how to live with those feelings, because
yeah,
emotions,
exactly.
they are part of us, or what we are.
Yes, yes. Like letting them go through your body, right? Like acknowledging that they're there, but not attaching yourself to them from a point of view, like not now, why, but these, these kind of bad vibes, right? So
Yeah.
acknowledging, accepting, and being kind to yourself, essentially. It's normal, like that again, we feel what we feel. So what would be something, Francesco, you wish you knew before, maybe in general, right? Like if you were to give an advice to younger self, what would you say really?
Yeah, as I said, probably I would teach to my younger self that the importance of focusing on yourself,
Mhm.
because yeah, if you just spend your life, as I said, revolving around someone,
Mm,
when that person will move away, and this is something that can happen, of course, you would end up feeling empty.
yeah. Mm,
Yeah, as you have no ground uh, below your feet, and yeah, and this is not, let's say, this is not right, maybe, and we have to learn how to, yeah, to just to live long, and to uh, walk on our own. And yeah, but again, this is something that you really have to experience, I guess, because yeah, someone else can tell you so,
mhm.
but yeah, if you don't live that kind of situations, I think that it is quite hard to understand the real meaning of of this.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah, and yeah. I mean, it's. I think that every person that I speak with, both professionally and privately, they all had this moment of like, hey, I need to focus on myself, but not from a bad point of view, not from an arrogant point of view, not from a selfish point of view, but from a point of view that if you do that, you can be even better to the world around you, right? And you won't. Yeah. Mhm,
Or yeah, I was just thinking that
yeah.
this really helps you be free, we can say,
Mhm,
because
mhm.
if you can find what you really need inside yourself,
Yeah.
then you are free, because you don't need anyone else to, let's say, you can and really enjoy being with someone else, but you don't need anything from them.
Mm,
I don't know if it makes sense, but
mhm. It does, it does, it does, definitely, definitely. It's not like you, um, how can I say? It's like it can even be in a way desperate, right? If you
yeah,
kind of need someone to be yourself. You don't need someone to be yourself. You need to be yourself, and you can be even better yourself with someone.
yeah,
If that
I'm not looking for someone else because I lack something.
yes, yeah, yeah. That's a yes. That's a beautiful thing.
That's the point.
Yeah, and then the nicest thing is about growing together, right, and
Yeah,
becoming even better together, right? But you already have a foundation, and now it's about, of course, compromises, this and that, but then it's on top, right? It's but that's a whole other story now.
yeah.
Let me just plug my laptop. Sorry. I didn't realize it was the
Don't
battery
worry.
quickly going away. All right. Anything else in terms of maybe some kind of an advice apart from focusing on yourself?
Mm. Ooh. I really don't know, but yeah, maybe something that is really helping me is these days is sharing both my knowledge and my experience.
Hmm.
And yeah, of course, because you can learn from other people's experience, because yeah, you share your experience, other people share theirs. But I don't know, there's something we can say beautiful in helping people, and I don't know what specifically, but uh, helping other people with their own journey is something that that is really helping me
Mm.
with my journey. But yeah, as I said, I don't know why specifically, but
Mhm.
just share without expecting anything from the other person is
Mhm. Mm.
something, yeah.
Yeah, it's so rewarding, right? Like they say that we gain so much more by giving, right?
Yeah,
Giving is actually, I was reading, there was an article or on some kind of a research on what are the situations or things in life that bring us the most happiness and fulfillment. And actually giving was on top, if not the first one, actually. Right? Like by giving you gain so much. It's so
yeah,
rewarding.
probably. Yeah, because it is a way to grow together.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and it can also be challenging sometimes, because maybe, yeah, you help someone to do something that you didn't know in advance. So you have to spend a few time thinking on that problem.
Mhm.
And yeah, and this really help you to, yeah, to learn new things also. And maybe, I don't know, find also, it really helps you to find new connections,
Mhm.
even new friends, we can say. Yeah, just, yeah, grow, as I said, grow together, and this
Yeah,
is great. This is gold.
yeah, yeah. Actually, on that note, I know you shared with me lately about the collaboration, right? And that you are a part of a group. So maybe if you just want to share quickly about that, how has again that been helping you through this current journey that you're on?
Oh, yeah. I found new collaborations
Mhm.
just writing on forums and helping people, because that way you can, let's say, show your expertise. And
Mhm.
yeah, so people start noticing you, and yeah, someone start to ask you for, yeah, for help, and that help then turns into a collaboration, the first collaboration, then the second comes. And it is really helping me, because yeah, it, of course, yeah, that thing became part of my job, we can say. But I can also focus on what I want to do most,
Mhm.
which is, in my case, website development and not design of websites. So maybe, yeah, I collaborate with people that design website, which I then develop. And yeah,
Mhm.
and also collaborating with people teaches you how to work with
Yeah.
other people, how
Mm.
to respect each other. And maybe, yeah, the people you collaborate with teach you new things, and you learn a lot more
Mhm.
than
Mhm.
what
Mhm.
you can learn alone.
Yeah. Mm. And that's why, in fact, they say, right, like we can just go as much alone, but
Yeah,
for something bigger, for a huger, for a bigger purpose, right? You need people, you need them next to you, right? And to move together. And also find accountability partners as well, right? Like that's another story. You're not alone in this.
yeah,
Also, others have ups and downs and these feelings and those feelings, right? So it's great. I'm really happy for you. Well done. Well done.
so much.
So just before we wrap it up, um, what is something that at this point you can offer to the group and something that you would like to ask from the group? Anything that comes to your mind in this point?
Mm, yeah, maybe. what I can say, what I can offer, we can say, is how to deal with how to start a journey as an entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe how to face those moments when you really feel, let's say, alone, or lost, and you don't know what path to take. And what about what to ask to the group? Yeah, just keep on sharing e- experiences and knowledge. This is this is very important for me, and this is one of the reasons why yeah I love our group,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because we all have completely different lives, and having people that can see that same thing in a completely different way really helps you to, to grow as a person,
Mm, mm. And isn't
to fill your bag. Yeah, say.
yeah, exactly, right? And I mean, just when you think about it, how fascinating, actually, I think fascinating is the right word, is that one situation can be seen from so many different perspectives that,
Yeah,
like it's incredible. It's so
can have
amazing.
all kinds of meanings.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes for something that you thought was like a huge deal, for someone would be like, what are you even talking about? Right? Like, and that again helps you to view these new views, to view, to get these new views, to gain new perspectives, gain new insight. Amazing stuff. Amazing. Yeah. Like always be curious, always be genuinely interested
And
about
even
that.
to be more objective, let's say, because
Yes,
we are too much into our life, of course.
of course, of course.
So sharing our experiences with other people can help us just, let's say, uh, see or watch our own life from a higher point of view.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, absolutely. No, I mean, amazing. Thank you for sharing all this. I will feel free to encourage people to connect with you. I'm going to put your link to your LinkedIn profile, so whoever would like to connect with you, I hope that's okay.
Yeah, sure, of course.
And I'll see you then very soon again in our next mastermind. And once again, thank you, Francesco, so much.
Oh, thank you, Sandra, for your invitation. It was a pleasure talking with you, as always, by the way. So,
Likewise. So speak soon. Ciao,
yeah.
ciao.
Ciao, ciao.